In terms of mandatory vaccines won't be mandatory. That's not the way we do things in Canada.
I don't even know what a vaccine passport is. All I know is this, that it's illegal based on the Privacy Act to ask somebody whether they've received a certain medical procedure or not, including a vaccine.
The beginning of the largest mass vaccination program in this country's history.
The vaccine is 95% effective against getting sick, but not necessarily against carrying the coronavirus and spreading it.
We don't know if people can still get asymptomatic infections and spread virus that they might be shedding to others after they've been vaccinated.
So last week, right here at 5 o'clock, we told you about those so-called breakthrough cases. It's when fully vaccinated people contract COVID more than 14 days after their second shot.
The first thing somebody says to me is, "You got the vaccine, how are you positive?"
3 of her family members who were also fully vaccinated also contracted it.
One of my family members, actually went to the hospital. I mean, that's pretty severe.
Europe's Medicines Agency says there is a link between AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine and blood clots.
The daughter of the Alberta woman who died from a rare blood clot caused by the AstraZeneca vaccine says she is grieving and stunned by her mother's death.
The bottom line is, we take all kinds of medications that have risks associated with them. And sometimes those risks happen in, up to 10% of people or even more. And we do it because we think the benefit outweighs any risk associated with that. So I think that's a situation we're in right now with these vaccines.
By the end of July in Ontario, for example, out of roughly 8.5 million fully vaccinated people, nearly 2,000 were infected with COVID-19. And in Iceland, a shining example of vaccination rates at 70% of its total population fully inoculated, between mid-July and early August, 77% of infections were in people who were fully vaccinated. New data out of the U.S. this week revealed certain COVID-19 shots don't offer long-term protection, and why health officials there are recommending boosters for all American adults.
We're going to make sure that people who choose not to get vaccinated don't get on a plane or a train, don't get to work in the public service, don't get by working with the provinces on vaccine certifications and mandates, don't get to go to movie theaters or gyms or restaurants and other non-essential services.
Now, people have the choice not to get vaccinated, but there will be consequences for those choices.
Federal Employment Minister Carla Qualtrough said those who choose to remain unvaccinated may be out of more than just their jobs.
The Swedish Health Agency on Wednesday said the country is suspending the use of Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine for people born in 1991 and later.
Meanwhile, French health authorities advise against the use of the Moderna COVID jab for people under 30.
A groundbreaking new study sounding alarms about the safety of COVID mRNA vaccines, directly challenging claims from public health officials and raising urgent questions about transparency and trust. Multiple research reports show that heart inflammation risks tied to the vaccines may be far greater and maybe even more dangerous than previously reported, particularly among young men.
In just a few short weeks, Omicron has spread faster and further than any previous variant.
The biggest challenge facing the healthcare system now, staffing shortages, including staff getting sick.
Despite working through the early pandemic, they were fired for choosing not to get 2 COVID vaccines.
We have been clear at the federal level about how important it is to get vaccinated, and we brought in very strong measures.
While not forcing anyone to get vaccinated, I chose to make sure that all the incentives
don't get on a plane or a train, don't get to work in the public service,
and all the protections were there to encourage Canadians to get vaccinated.
Don't get to go to movie theaters or gyms or restaurants and other non-essential services.
And that's exactly what they did. We got vaccinated to a higher level than just about any other of our peer countries.
They didn't do the type of testing that normally takes these drugs years to come to market. They did it all in less than a year.
Muldoon needed emergency life-saving surgery to remove about 2 meters of his intestine.
I had paralysis from the waist down and full facial paralysis as well.
I just don't want to run into anybody that I know. People stare.
I lost my job, my son, my health.
My son Sean was 17 years old and hockey was his life. To continue to play hockey, he had to get the vaccine, and now my boy is gone.